It's Monday once again and it's race day. The Monday race, also known as the Dakigan Cup, started from mountain bikes, now includes an event for road bikes. Of course, we are back at the Batangas Racing Circuit with a course of 3.7 kilometers with 14 turns running clockwise. Please don't forget our official hashtags, We Love BRC and hashtag Visit Batangas. Moving on to the men's elite category, we have of course a criterium. We started right now, a multi-lap. We have 8 laps for today. One day lang po tayo in this closed short course in a circuit. That's why we are here in Batangas Racing Circuit. And if you can hear right now the headwinds, malakas po ang hangin ngayon. It will be a factor in this race as we see the backdrop, the iconic mango tree, my favorite part of this race course. A lot of racing teams coming in today. We have Hicks, Stans, and Sid Composites as we check out the downhill section of the Casino Filipino corner. There is the first breakaway group making its double right turn apex. Nagsizing up each other, nagtatansyahan po sila. So we have here the breakaway group. In a criterium, the dynamics are very complex. We see a lot of cooperative yet competitive interactions between riders and teams in race tactics. Here you see a sample of drafting where the riders ride single file, taking advantage of the riders' slipstream. It results, of course, in less headwind. Like I mentioned, malakas po ang hangin today, and those behind can get a breather and get a chance to rest. Of course, again, here you can see the pace line. Nagtutulungan sila pero magkakalasan rin mamaya, which makes this a very compelling format. Now coming into the R-bend. It's called the R-bend because from the grandstand area, it actually looks like an inverted R. As you see now, Valdez making a sign for others to pull through. Yan po yung binabangkit ko kanina, cooperation between the competitors, no? So I mentioned, let's talk about a little more about the criterium. So unlike a point-to-point race, this kind of format is actually spectator-friendly and a great crowd pleaser kasi pabalik-balik po ang ating mga bikers instead of point-to-point na dulo-dulo lang, isang beses lang makikita. And ang duration nito normally 1 to 2 hours, yung iba kasi 8 hours yun, mas mahaba. And the gaps are likewise closer, no? From minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The gaps here are actually just in seconds, around 30 to 45 seconds. The action is very intense, a lot of cornering. Like I said, we have 14 turns in high speed and slow corners. Now here we see yung Tranco, no, making the sign. I think it's Mark Lago for others to pull through at unahan naman natin siya. As we are now back to the main straight. Now you compare this to the R-bend where a lot of turns, a lot of action, a lot of overtaking at arangkadahan po ang diskarte dun sa kurbadang yon. As we see now with 6 laps remaining, we have Mike Lugtu being the leader, rider number 111. Gilbert Valdez 215 and John Reginaldo 222 of Sit Composites. As we see now, a bridge or chasers trying to bridge the gap and chase the breakaway group. Now in a criterium, top end power is very important, o tinatawag nating rematehan. So ang tanong is, kakalas ka ba? Or do you stay in the middle of the pack where you can stay rested? Ang problema ng you might end up getting dropped. But if you decide to break away, pag kumalas ka, it's easier to navigate because you get to choose your line. So it's really a tough choice and something that the riders have to think about. As we see now, this is a breakaway, Lago, Valdez, and Lugtu. Now for today's race, we have a prim or a mid-race contest in which riders sprint for an extra award during this criterium. So kumbaga pampaanghang, it is a race within a race. So for today, after the 5th lap, we will be awarding it. So please check the lap board. Reminder, of course, it is a reverse lap or countdown. So we will see the winner when the sign number 3 is hoisted up or pag tinaas po ang number 3. So let's talk about the Prim Hunter. No, for some teams, meron silang designated na umatake to get that award. Kasi iba po yung diskarte after 5 laps. And as we see there, Mike Lugtu grabbing a drink while sprinting because he doesn't want to be dropped. Now we have a view of the peloton, which is the main group or pack of riders. They ride in a group to save energy by riding close, no? Parang may drafting or slipstreaming. The reduction in drag is very dramatic. Riding in the middle of a well-developed group can reduce the drag to as little as 5 to 10%. As we see the Brian's Corner, kikita nyo po from a different angle, kitang-kita po na makunat at matirik siya. And that is one of the reasons why our race organizer, Danny Dahigan, loves the BRC. Because of its natural terrain dictated by geography, unlike other courses na parang pinilit na pinatag lang. Sabi nga ni Danny, para siyang nasa roller coaster. Of course, he's riding a motorcycle when he can reach top speeds of about 200 kilometers per hour with all the blind corners, uphills, and downhills. As we see now, the breakaway group enjoying a wide gap over the peloton. And with 4 laps to go, we see Lago, rider number 227 in white and blue. Lug 2, rider number 111, riding fuchsia. Valdez 215, wearing red, and is a member of Team 711. And just like that, meron pong nakatakdo or umatake. Joining the breakaway is Dominic Coronado from Team Stance, and Borgi Hababag were able to bridge the gap with 4 laps remaining. Of course, still a lot. It's still about 15 kilometers. I remind you, 3.7 po ang isang lap. Now, going back to the Prim, at I think we're about to reward one right now. Nagtatansyahan na sila as we see them now making the attack. Who will get this award? I think it's Valdez from Team 711, and we see Dominic Coronado very happy with his finish. A fist bump over there with the 2 leaders. And now with 3 laps remaining, we have Reginaldo, Hababag, and Coronado with a fuchsia jersey from Team Stance and a white helmet, as the rest of the peloton is following them. A short chat between the competitors. Now let's talk about the Batangas Racing Circuit. There are long straights and we have short straights. We even have a chicane or a serpentine curve in the road, resulting po in a bottleneck, a unique feature of the Batangas Racing Circuit. And I see myself right there, and across to me is the DJ E Major with our resident hype man, Danny Pajarillo. We are of course from Leisure Manila, and we just like to mention that the organizers have actually valued music. They wanted live music during the race for the racers to have a very holistic experience. Now after the live, gusto rin po ni Danny yung documentation. So we worked with a video production team to produce videos like this para after the race we were able to relive those memories. Now, going back to the race, I'd just like to complete again that the BRC is a very technical track and provides a complete package. And here is your breakaway. Coronado, rider number 224 from Team Stance, wearing fuchsia jersey and a white helmet. And Hababag, rider number 117, with a fuchsia with bluish jersey of Team Sid Composites. Back again to the main straight with 2 laps to go. This breakaway group of Coronado and Hababag, and you can see at the back is the peloton as well as the caravan, and a little more chatting between the competitors as we enter the final lap. We have Lug 2, rider number 111, followed by Reginaldo 222, Prem Valdez from 711, Christian Boreta, Lord Del Rosario. So we have may Christian na, may Lord pa tayo. And now, entering the final approach, here you see the attack. Tumitira na po ang ating mga competitor. You see Coronado, Hababag, and Valdez as the top 3. Who will win it this time? By a nose, we have Dominic Coronado, a surprise winner coming out of nowhere. And followed by Lug 2 and Del Rosario, who seems very disappointed. But to me, no shame, gentlemen. It was a very nice race conducted today. It seems that Coronado played his cards right. Ang ganda po ng diskarte, conserving his energy and saving it for last. As we see some outtakes, there he is, Dominic Coronado, alias Pogi. Kung bakit na tinawag na Pogi, we have to find out. He come here at Batangas Racing Circuit to know these side stories.
Nung una, nagkaroon ng breakaway. Siguro mga agwat 500 meters. And then, naisip ko, may kakampi naman ako doon, 2. Sabi ko, baka kaya na nila. Pagdating dito sa straight finish, sa papunta finish line, nakita ko yung 2 kampi, medyo nabunsol yata. Inabot. And then, tumulong ako sa paghabol. Naghabol kami, tinawag ko mga kampi ko, naghabol. Buti na lang, sir, inabot. And then, pinaka-crucial na part, sir, yung rematean talaga. Pag kanan, sumigaw ko kay Kuya LA, yung isa pong pro na si Army. Nagpapatol, sabi ko, Kuya, pwede, pabuelo ko kasi pakanan na wala na akong tao sa harap. Mga pangatlo posisyon ko. Binuelo niya naman, sir, kaya nagpapasalamat ako. Pagkakanan na ganon, kinuha ko kagad yung likuran niya, sabay may lumabas sa kaliwa, chinek ko kagad, sabay nilabas ko sa kanan. Ayun, sir, talagang niremate ko lang all out, di ko na inisip yung iba.
Remate! Crucial daw mga kaibigan, but probably not the kind of remate that you are used to. Nabanggit po niya yung alliances of them working together, but the alliances break down as we approach the finish line. So here we go. Domby Coronado alias Pogi hoisting the trophy and the cash that he has won as we wrap up the first road bike event, now to be included in our calendar, as we see Hababag, Valdez, Luke 2, Rosario rounding up the top 5 winners of this race. As we thank our medics, the race officials, the marshals, our timekeepers, 53 Sports Factory, of course led by Danny Dakigan, our video production team, DJ Ian Mayor, Danny Pajarillo of Leisure Manila. As we will see you again in Batangas Racing Circuit, this has been Rebo Sagisag.